Welcome back to Deliverability Dialogues, the podcast where we obsess over the mechanics of the inbox. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Today, we're tackling a topic that bridges the gap between raw, technical email infrastructure and actual human psychology. We're talking about the cold email icebreaker.
Yes, we are. Now, if you're listening to this, you already know the technical drill. You've locked down your SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. Your IP is warmed up. But something's not right. Even with a pristine sender reputation, your deliverability is only as good as your engagement.
Right, because Google, Yahoo, and Microsoft are watching how users interact with your emails. If your recipients aren't opening, reading, or replying, or worse, if they are swiping you straight into the trash, the algorithms notice.
And that brings us to a fantastic post recently published on Inbox Ally, all about cold email icebreakers. So, we're going to break down how to craft opening lines that don't just grab attention, but actually generate the positive signals that keep your domain healthy.
Okay then. Let's define the stakes here. We often call icebreakers the friendly hello of the digital world. But from a deliverability standpoint, they are your first line of defense against the spam button. So like, a weak, generic opening line like, "I hope this finds you well," or "My name is X and I work for Y," is practically a trigger word for spam filters, both the algorithmic ones and the human ones.
Oh gosh. When someone opens an email quickly and spends time reading it because the first sentence caught their eye, that's a massive vote of confidence for your domain.
So let's talk tactics from the Inbox Ally post. The first one is so crazy counterintuitive, the direct approach. In an era of hyper-personalization, sometimes the most refreshing thing you can do is just get straight to the point.
I love this one. It's transparent. You mention your company and exactly why you're in their inbox. It builds immediate trust because you aren't using clickbait to trick them into opening the email. And low trickery means low spam complaints.
Yep. "Hey Alex, I'm reaching out from Inbox Ally because I noticed your team is scaling its outbound efforts." Boom. I know who you are and why you're here in under 2 seconds.
Now, if you want to dial up the engagement, you have to do some research. The next strategy is leaning into shared interests.
Ooh, yeah. This is where you move from being a cold sender to a peer. If you can find a shared passion, maybe you both follow the same niche industry newsletter, or you're both alumni of the same university, you create an instant bond.
This is where you move from being a cold sender to a peer. If you can find a shared passion, maybe you both follow the same niche industry newsletter, or you're both alumni of the same university, you create an instant bond.
Like, "Hey Jamie, I noticed our shared passion for sustainable supply chains. I've been following your work on that front." From an ESP's perspective, this looks exactly organic. It breaks the pattern of a mass blast template.
Speaking of breaking patterns, let's talk about trigger events.
Oh yeah, trigger events are deliverability gold. Did the prospect's company just raise a Series B? Did they just hire a new VP of sales? Mentioning these events shows your email is incredibly timely.
You know, it forces the recipient to pause.
Another fun angle from the Inbox Ally piece is the market shift approach. This is where you position yourself not as a vendor, but as an industry consultant.
Yeah, I use this a lot. Instead of pitching a tool, you pitch an observation. With the sudden shifts in Google's new Cinder guidelines, many outbound teams are struggling with X. Are you seeing the same thing?
That right there, that question at the end. You are inviting a reply. And as everyone listening knows, a reply is the absolute holy grail of deliverability signals. If you can get someone to reply, you are essentially whitelisted in their inbox.
Basically, yeah. Finally, I have to mention the most powerful of all, the mutual connection.
Borrowed trust.
If someone recommended you reach out, lead with that. Alex, our mutual friend Sarah thought we'd make a great match to collaborate on this. The recipient isn't opening an email from a stranger anymore.
So true. The bottom line here is that deliverability isn't just about the back-end tech. It's about the human on the other end of the screen. If your icebreaker is cold, robotic, or salesy, your placement will suffer.
Focus on being direct, being personal, and being relevant. It's worth it.
If you want to see the full list of examples and the exact templates we talked about today, you need to read the full post. Head over to the link in the description.
Thanks for tuning in to Deliverability Dialogues, everyone. See you next time. Happy inbox allying.